It was a roller coaster of a year in sports for the Miami Hurricanes this season, with football winning a bowl game, basketball making it to the NCAA tournament, and baseball struggling down the stretch. Our head-to-head crew is here to recap the year and break down which team had the best season in the orange and green.
Welcome to Head to Head. I'm your host, Erica Orstad, here with Isaiah Kim Martinez and Josh White. And we're here at the last head-to-head segment of the semester. Guys, we're talking Canes sports a year in review. I want to know who you think performed the best given their different situations. It could be any sport, any team. Josh, I'll give you the floor first.
I'm going to start it off with Canes football. I think that team, obviously the pinnacle of Miami sports tradition here with all the national championships. But I think if you look at the season as a whole, obviously there were some rocky parts to the season, but Mark Richt in his first year at the helm, Brad Kaya, third-year QB, they put it together. They won their first bowl game in 10 years, beating West Virginia in the Russell Athletic Bowl. That kind of brought some swagger back to Miami. They started playing with a little more confidence down the stretch. They started winning. Not only that, you see the effects that it's brought on the future. The 2018 recruiting class, Miami #1 at the moment. 2017 recruiting class, a bunch of guys already on campus. They got some big guys in that class. ESPN 300s all over the place. So this is a team in the future that could do something big, and it's all bouncing off of what happened this season.
Josh, I agree that Canes football did have a season where Mark Richt showed what he could do with that team. They got all the way up to rank number 10 going into the Florida State game, but that middle part of the season was just so inconsistent. You win your first four, lose your middle four against teams like UNC, FSU, some of the better teams in the ACC, and you start to wonder, have they really proven anything yet? I agree the future is bright for the Hurricanes, but as of right now, I don't feel like they proved as much as maybe some fans expected going into that first season. Now, we talk Miami basketball, I feel like that's a sport where teams didn't necessarily expect as much. You know, you have a team right here that had 9 scholarship players, just 9 going in who are actually playing, 4 of them freshmen coming in. That's after the Hurricanes lost 4 seniors the year before, including Sheldon Mack as he goes, and Angel Rodriguez, now replacing them with just Davon Reed, Kamari Murphy. So this was not a very experienced team. Still managed to go 20-10, led by Jim Larinaga. 10-8 in the ACC, you'll be like, okay, that's not that impressive. Look at who they beat. They beat UNC, they beat Duke, they beat Virginia, and they made the tournament. Considering their roster and how young they are, I thought that was a huge accomplishment for them and the program as a whole. And I thought it said a lot for their team. I think they're #1.
They did have a good season, like you mentioned, in certain aspects. They beat some good teams like Duke, but they also lost to some not as good teams. They lost to Florida early in the year. They lost to Syracuse in conference, Wake Forest, teams that were iffy throughout the year. And the Hurricanes football team were able to bring home the hardware back to the 305 and win some games. Obviously, Bruce Brown is stand up for basketball, but I just can't see another way where it would be basketball ahead of football.
Josh, Isaiah, thanks so much for joining us. That's a wrap here at Head to Head. Now back to you guys at the desk.